That's a wonderful tree, that. Amazing. And Japanese aces are just something else. Look at that one there. Little pond. The reflection of these aces in this pond. Sort of Monet pond with the lily pads. A lovely pale tangerine colour. Next door to this sort of spruce silver. Beautiful. A wonderful arch on the bridge, made of local stone. That yellow acer over there, and the red one behind, a slightly orangey one as well. These trees like rust. These are gentians, a little alpine flower. There's this pale blue one. They're just beginning to go over, or some new ones coming. And then there's this very dark coloured one. And over here, there's a very light coloured one. So this is the arboretum part, which is relatively new. Around at these 6 stone columns and a couple of lions. It doesn't say what they are.
Nor is there any evidence of any other building anywhere in the surroundings, other than this sort of retaining wall.
Yeah, lovely view. The autumn colours. Here at Harlow, Carr.
Its name?
Well, came across this little flower amongst the cyclamen. And I don't know what it is. Looks like a little kind of crocusy thing. Well, this is a sort of garden produce bit. It's got all sorts of interesting things in it. Dwarf French beans. And this amazing pink looking chard. It looks like rhubarb, but it's they're obviously picking it, probably using it in a restaurant. There's beetroot, spinach. They've got their broad beans out. Leeks. Oh, lots of things. There's celery, you can smell it a mile away. There's some fennel. I'm a great lover of fennel. This is a sort of kale, purple kale. And then there's this, which is another kind of chard, bright yellow veins, and it's obviously been attacked by pigeons or chickens. I can hear a chicken in the background. This is the kale, deep purple and green. They've obviously been taking the leaves off for making breakfast smoothies. We used to feed it to sheep. Here's the rhubarb, different varieties of rhubarb. And these terracotta pots are rhubarb forcing pots. So when the rhubarb begins to emerge next spring, stick one of them over and you get long, very tender shoots. Into this specialist greenhouse now. I won't say what they are, we'll just have a look at them. Yellowy thing. These are all grown in pots, they're all highly specialist. Sempervivums. This one with these little tiny purple flowers. The size of that thing there. Absolutely minute. Yeah, that's what it's called. It comes from South Africa. If you were interested. Most of them are very small. Well, many of them are from alpine or from desert regions. That's an interesting one.
Just
This one here looks like a giant cauliflower. And another saxifrage with little tiny flowers. That one's a little more pink. Oxalis there, that yellow flower just emerging. Strange thing, must have seen how many petals. Just look at massive stamens. Crocuses. Ah, a little red thing. Another one of these gentians in better condition than the ones growing outside. They don't like cold, wet weather. Like sitting in the wet. There's that narine with beautiful flowers on it. One of these sempervivums, like little cacti things, alpines. All the way along there, beautiful flowers. Wonderful crocus there. And sun on it, fantastic. It's just one after another. That is an amazing thing. In China, you've got this sort of circle of petals and these little flowers growing out of it. There's another one further along which is a darker blue. Another crocus. See the stigma there on the stamens. A nice auricula. Real specialist country this. Oh look, just tiny things they are. There's a gypsophilia, small one. The one that looks like a cauliflower, and it's got a little flower. This is a little mini beast house. For mason bees. Unfortunately, the sun's in the wrong direction. This is what it's about, art outdoors. There are several of them about. You can read about it there. I think there's more than one, but anyway, this is the one, this face here, in the sunshine. Yeah. You may not like it, but you have to admire it in a way. Little white heather here, that's wonderful. Asa, that's singing robin in the sunshine. Cheery choppy. And here is another one of these art. This one is called Spring. Made of flowers as opposed to the other one, Autumn, which was fruits. Here's another sculpture, like sycamore wings, although that one over there, that silver one, slightly different. There's that one there. It's quite a complicated way in which they work. They're obviously geared, so when it turns round, it causes the leaves to turn. That's silver grass. Huh. Interesting. Children. Well, there's lots of children. That's what Wildlife Trail thinks to look for. City out places, little gardens they are. And over there is a hedgehog house. There are lots of boards around the place. These are the sort of autumn boards. There's little bits about hedgehogs and things that hibernate for kids. Yeah, it's very good. Make a note on your autumn detective trail map of the letter below to crack a secret code. Hedgehog equals A. Ah. I don't know what these are. I think Rebecca, somebody said. That display is really quite extraordinary. Yeah, another sculpture based on dandelion clocks, or fruit anyway, individual seed heads and the seeds hanging on the bottom. Interesting in the sunshine, and yeah, quite unique. Here's another sculpture. These are two doors in the park. If you turn round, you go up there. There's the stag. Impressive. Big. Bit of sun on it, but never mind. Well, having been at the Royal Horticultural Society Gardens at Harlow, Carr in Harrogate last week, I thought today I would come to the Thorpe Perrow arboretum, which is just outside Vidale, very local to me, and it's a Monday. Weekends tend to be very, very hectic, and you have to book in advance on the internet, otherwise you might just be turned away. Anyway, we're here now and it's very quiet. And lots of these Japanese aces in this garden. Arboretum, this red one, and it's a bright yellow one. The leaves just beginning to come off onto the ground in this November sunshine. And that one there is particularly fabulous. Stunning. Adjacent to this, equally nice, but not quite as stunning. These magnificent fir trees, I don't know what they are, silver. Lovely. Not as brilliant. But superb, nevertheless. The main avenue of aces down towards the main house, which is private. The wind has absolutely hammered them. Nevertheless, it's a very colourful scene. Some of the trees are sheltered from the wind. Those in the centre of the arboretum. There's a group of beech trees. It's a wonderful colour. Something about beech leaves. Beech with a smooth silvery bark. Well, if you want autumn splendour in your garden, and these Japanese aces are the way to go, but they're very fickle. They don't like exposed places. Yeah, it looks like, well, it just looks like feathers. Well, this tree has got to be the most stunning in the garden as far as autumn colour goes. It's just something else. that's what it is, according to this little label. Just look it up later. There's a whole array of colours there, from oranges, deep orange, dark green, reds, red berries, yellows, look, birch. And loads of kids over there chucking leaves up in the air. And she's just taking photographs of them. And lovely rusty coloured trees over there. And this is the avenue of oak trees. Drops lots of acorns, but before you get them, the squirrels get them. If I turn round, there are two absolutely ancient oak trees there. And the avenue of oak trees provides just the right amount of shade, which these particular aces like. And nice and quiet. This is the bird of prey and falcon centre. Each of these contains, well, at this end I think they're owls. In the what looks like it has been a walled garden. I must confess that I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm assuming that they were bred in this country, not captured in the wild. That would be really upsetting. And of course some of them are used in flying displays, which are very, very popular, particularly with children. So this is a British kestrel, looking at me, looking at it. And you do get information boards in front of each of these, telling you where they're from and what they feed and so on. These are kookaburras from Australia. What they make of England in this weather I have no idea. Birds of sunnier climes. It's actually a kind of kingfisher, but they will eat all sorts of things. And of course they have that amazing laughing call. I'm not suppose it's going to do it here in this cold climate. And one of my favourite birds, the barn owl. Behind that mesh. Sound of the raven. But this one up here talks. Go on, say something for us. No? It's got a funny sort of squeaky voice. Ah, he says hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Talking to a blooming raven here. Northern hawk owl. Beautiful plumage it's got. There are two here, obviously used in these flying displays as well. No claws on that. And 4 times a day there's a display by the team who run this Falcon Centre. He's got these two out, these they're from Mexico and Chile, I think. I think they're a sort of scavenger. Oh, this is a little meerkat colony, and they're out today, so it can't be too bad. Only they're in their little home over there. They're not digging and rooting around, but they're a tropical animal, obviously, from sort of southern Africa. But they are cute, and that's unfortunate. This one here is an adult. I think the others are the youngsters. This is mum or dad maybe. There's something interesting under there. All hanging about. And that one on top of the post is obviously the lookout. They almost have a lookout. You can make an alarm call if anything dangerous appears. But that's pretty likely at Thorpe Perrow. Watch it almost gazing up. It's amazing how they retain that instinct from the deserts of Africa. The lookout. It must be a really, really boring job, that. He looks as if he's on edge all the time. Looks like he's a sort of nervous wreck. I wonder how they decide when he can get down and have something to, a little scrat about himself or herself. When it gets cold and miserable, you dive up that fife there, that little hut. Up the tunnel. Yep, one's gone in. And here in this little piece of woodland now, some wallabies. They're just sitting on the ground. I suppose if you have food, you can buy food in the shop actually. And you can feed them. And there's two down there. If you rattled a paper bag, they'd come loafing across. Somebody's I assume some kind of chainsaw has carved this stump of this oak tree into some kind of fairy fantasy. So that's the main house over there, private. It's just at present owned by, I think, by the Rockner family, who made their money in shipping. And this little piece of woodland over here, the graves of family pets. Some of them quite recent. This one, Perrow, goes back to 1850. Lovely, the dark of the branches against that background of the wonderful foliage. I'll just have one last look at these magnificent acres, that one in particular. Before we leave,